Oi, oi. So I managed to hear from DC, Daryl Carter, and I'm about to Zoom him now. Hello, Daryl Carter. How the devil are you, mate?
I'm well, mate. How are you?
I am very good. I'm very good because it's the Ground Derby on Saturday. There's 14 races of some decent action, and I've managed to rope you in to hopefully go through with the plan and look at the dogs, take my advice on how to pick them, and then make me some money off my 200 quid. But kind of like plot twist, I want to bet on the flat. So I'm going to chuck up 200 quid for the dogs on Saturday. Obviously, I've got a bit of an advantage because I do know a little bit about horses, but there's loads of listed and better races on Saturday. There's 10 of them. So do you think if you gave me a few pointers, I could make money on the flat?
I don't know. Maybe. I'll chuck up 200 quid. We'll see how you get on.
So let's keep it quick and short because I think that's the best thing for everyone involved. So I've picked out some flat bets for Saturday. Daryl's funding the 200 quid if it goes tits up. So appreciate that, DC, but I'm going to make you some money. So there's 10 listed or better races. Like I say, I'm a bit of a snob. I whittled myself down to a few horses that I could have backed, and I'm going to stick up on the screen there the ones that we have. So the big bet for the day, Blackbeard in the 305 at the Curragh. I think he wins. The connections have run at Ascot and then running this particular race in the past. Van Beethoven did win. Lots of them haven't won though. So market moves and stuff could be influential in that, or at least informative. So we're kind of hoping he gets backed. Most of these I wanted to do at Betfair SP, but I have chucked up some money trying to get him around about 15 to 8 because I think that's fair. I think he should be, on my eyes, like a 5 to 4, 6 to 4 poke. Being in a DC, he might have him even a tiny bit shorter than that, potentially. So the way I look at it is if he drifts, he's going to get beat because I want him to be supported. So we're doing that rather than Betfair SP. We're getting on him early. So again, if you're watching this now, I'll be happy with those sorts of prices. Also, I have backed at the Curragh in the opening race, Power Under Me. So that's gone on at Betfair SP. Again, I'll stick some sort of visual up on there. Dual course and distance winner, varying ground from like good to yield. I mean, yield into soft. Both were listed races. Just think he's the best horse in the race. Jockey bookings would suggest that as well. Pirate Jenny does look steady, to be fair. So I think she's got a chance. But again, I'm going more by the jockey booking than anything. I think Power Under Me does look quite good. I know he's thrown in a couple of swervy ones, but this isn't that class. Hermana Estrella is a very interesting one. 50 to 1 winner in a grade 3 or group 3. The runner-up or horse behind came out and won a group 2 after. That's rated 108. We haven't seen much of that one since. But this horse was sold after that 50 to 1 win, then sold again, and then it ran in the 1,000 guineas this year, over a mile, which was the wrong trip. Ran really freely, so I think it was just a case of like blowing off the cobwebs. Very interesting runner nonetheless. In here, getting £15 from Power Under Me, so like a tiny bit worried about that one, but too short a price for me to be looking at that as like a smash-up place only bet or an each way bet, because there are risks attached, like maybe the fact that she's been sold out of issues and all those sorts of things. She's just not right. So Power Under Me in the 125. And then I've also gone to Newcastle. I think Glenn Shield, admittedly it's an 8-year-old now, or he's an 8-year-old now. She looks an absolute stonking each way bet. And as much as I always say that I'm not a massive each way player, I like to back horses that I think can win races. I think Glenn Shield could win this, but I'm pretty sure he will definitely be placed, which is why I could either look at smashing him in the place market. I'm doing 25 each way on him, but I'm going to stick 50 in the place market. He's about 6 to 1 poke, so I don't know. You might get a bit of 6 to 4, maybe a bit of 7 to 4 on the place only market. But the fact is, I think he could win the race. So rather than chucking the 50 on at, say, 6 to 4 to get 125 back, I feel like 25 each way at the 6 to 1 would yield like a more significant return. And as I say, I just think it's the way to play it. So we're doing Glen Shield £25 each way. That's going to be stuck up there as well. I can't get the market on there yet because the each way market's on up on Betfair, but I'll do it just at Betfair SP. We're back in Blackbeard. That money's already gone in. And of course, that first race, Power Under Me. So those are my flat bets for Saturday. I think I've got a good chance in there. There was a couple of other races that looked semi-interesting. The 205 Newmarket. Minnetonka looks like she could be an absolute monster. Believing was one that I was sort of toying with a little bit. I think she's a big price. Very, like, unruly in the stalls at Ascot, which is why she withdrawn. And before that, she was pretty pants in the stalls. But might be one to watch live and see how she enters the stalls and see if she comes out, because obviously there is betting in running. I would suggest that this horse could run pretty well. Maybe not win it. Minnetonka obviously did get everything her own way that day. This might be a different story, but I just think Believing could be a bit of a price. It isn't in the bets, but I just thought I'd mention it because I've had a look at it. And like I said, that'd be one that I'd want to watch how she goes in the stalls, see how she pings out the traps, as it were. And then I might be tempted to have a little each way in running, or just a bet to lay maybe for something interesting. And then I was looking at Windsor Chindit, but Chindit's a non-runner. So leave it as that. Video's keeping hopefully short, and we'll find out how we get on. The dog video will be out later this evening, and then tomorrow I'm going to do some shop runs with the dogs, and I'll let you know which dogs I'm sticking my hard-earned cash on. But be lucky with whatever you're doing this weekend. Let me know in the comments below what you fancy for the flat racing this weekend, especially the Irish Derby, and I will see you all again soon.